थी at the time, and we see के set पे जाओ तो 50% is women and 50% is men. You know, पहले के time पे hardly 2-3 लड़कियाँ होती थी set पे, and it was hard in a big way male dominated.
Please tell us how important it is to keep joining courses and learning as many new things as possible.
It's like 100% important. Learning acting can also come at a cost. Not everyone can afford that.
Which is your favorite project and why is it your?
I think Kapoor and Sons was one for sure. Firstly, what a fantastic film. Like, I watched it and I was like, wow.
What a film.
What a film to be a part of. Like, I'm so lucky.
What is next for Panchmi?
So we have lots of fun work coming up. We have a film called Sankaran Nair, which is with Karan Tyagi, which is Akshay Kumar, Ananya Pandey and Madhavan in lead, which is a theatrical. Then we have The Royals. We have Mismatch coming on 13th of December. Then we have Sar Zameen coming. We have lots of fun work. It's fun. I think that this year and the year that's coming is probably been the most amount of releases we've had, like in a year.
So, is there any favorite actor of yours?
I mean, I was definitely starstruck when I met Shah Rukh Khan. That was amazing, iconic moment. Another really wonderful moment I've had with was one of the first reads that we did on Shakun's film Gehraiyan. It was really amazing for me to see Deepika's process as an actor at a reading, how surrendered she is to a director, you know. But even while they, you know, when you do a table read together with actors, usually without the blocking and the hands and legs, they say the dialogues out the way that they would do it.
Okay, welcome to Mukti Manch, Industry Insights. Today we have the pleasure of speaking to Panchmi Ghavli. She's a celebrated name in the world of casting for films, OTT shows, advertisements. With films and OTT shows like Wake Up Sid, Call Me Bae, Gehraiyan, Kapoor and Sons, she's got lots and lots of projects under her roof, and there's a lot more coming too. Panchmi, welcome to Mukti Manch.
Thank you.
These are our dramatic students who've come here to do our 1-month Actors Intensive program.
Oh, lovely. Okay, nice to know.
And they're almost there. They're 3/4 almost there, right? Okay, so take us through how you started, what inspired you to get into the career of casting. I need to find.
Okay, so first things first, my voice is down. So let me start with that. Just because I want you guys to be able to hear me. So if I'm not pitching my voice too much, it's only because I don't want to strain it. Essentially, honestly, कोई ऐसा plan नहीं था कि I want to be a casting director. I feel like casting is that sort of department where most people that we know in casting have kind of just stumbled into it. There's no plan कि I'm going to, you know, today I have a bunch of people in my team that may be aspiring casting directors. But I think the designation itself back in the day was very different. Often ADs and producers used to, you know, do the casting used to happen very internally, you know. There wasn't a structured way to look at casting. I think today it's really changed. There's a business in casting, which is wonderful. We're happy about that because it's in this madness of, you know, so many people wanting to be actors. There was kind of no method to the madness. So now there's a lot more structure in the, and I've been kind of at the helm of it in a sense because when I started out, it was still kind of finding its grounding. It hadn't found its voice yet. So I started off with Nandini. So Wake Up Sid is actually a film that I assisted on. I didn't, no, I can't take credit for it entirely. So I assisted Nandini and her team, which are still like big. I mean, I see them as mentors even today. Yeah. So, and actually, if you see, most times in the future when you guys test with us, we have a very similar vibe of working. You know, because that's where I learned it from. So, you know, it always, I think, wherever we first start, it always trickles from there. All of, you know, our ethos and the moral compass and how we want to treat actors, etc. So I started off working with Nandini and it was amazing because I had a really baller time. I also think as a woman in the film industry where my parents were also a little bit, I can't deny my dad was a little bit scared ki, you know, such a young girl. I was like 18 years old when I was working on Wake Up Sid. So I think very early on to have like a very strong woman boss in the film industry, it made a wonderful difference to my career because I just that was the onset of the voice of leadership that I got, which I thought was amazing, because there weren't those many women in the industry at the time. And it's now today we see ke set pe jao to 50% is women and 50% is men.
Yeah, yes.
पहले के टाइम पे hardly 2-3 लड़कियां होती थी set पे, and it was hard in a big way male dominated.
Absolutely.
Today things have changed, of course, and I actually feel very happy that I've got to really see that chance
Be
to
a
meet
part of it.
in the years that I've been there. And I kind of just enjoyed casting, because if you think about it, like average day in my life is really interacting with people, connecting a lot emotionally, because we can kind of see through actors when they're having a good day, when they're having a bad day. What can we do to make them feel a little bit complicated? Who can I rely on? Like, you've been one of those people in my life. Actually, very recently, there was a last minute ad that came to me with Charan Sharma, wonderful director.
Mr. and Mrs.
Mahi, he directed, and he was like, he got someone on board. The casting of the ad was just not working out. And I guess what happens in the years of the relationships that you build in casting is that you can fall back on certain actors. You can call them up, उन पे phone उठाओगे और बोलोगे, look, I'm in a fix and I need you. So usually, it's the other way around. But that's how I think when you build equations in a
Sure.
fruitful manner over the years, then it goes both ways. So I picked up the phone on him. And I was like, listen, it's an ad. It's, with Janvi Kapoor, which is actually out right now. He did the ad for us. And, it was literally within a day or 2 days, you were on the set and we were shooting the ad.
Yeah, within 2 days.
So I think the relationships, that have been built over the years, the careers that I get to see, where people start, where people struggle, where people reach, obviously there's some that, change careers through the way, because it can be a very unforgiving industry. It's a tough one. So, it's not easy for everyone to survive it. But I think I think at the core of casting, what I like about it the most is that it's very people oriented. It's very, just connecting with actors and being able to kind of see through them a bit. And that I'm a hypersensitive person myself. So I feel like that, I think that exchange, if I can make something come out of that exchange, it makes me happy.
Like they say, you should always leave people better than you found them, which I did from Mr.
That's-
Bazaar too. So this conversation is going to be a lot more fun also. Take us through a typical process of casting that you have at
Yeah.
EAZUZ.
So like I said, there's no method to the madness. We're trying. I think everyone, all the people in the casting industry are trying to find some structure. But actually, ये जो truth है वो हमारी just country में इतने सारे लोग हैं. So what happens with the sheer number of people that we have in the country is that everyone wants to give it a shot a little bit. So that makes it really hard for us to pick which are the ones that are doing it for the glamour aspect, which are the ones that are doing it for the craft, which are the ones that are spontaneously good, and which are the ones that need work. So it's a very large spectrum for us to be able to just meet someone, like even मैं हमेशा अपने podcast and interviews में बोलती हूँ this concept of like intros जाके देना. Actually उससे हम लोग को ज़्यादा कुछ समझ नहीं आता है, right? उसमें आप ना तो सीन कर रहे हो, ना तो आप मतलब मुझे हार्डली नेम एज हाइट प्रोफाइल्स पता चल रहे हैं. उससे मुझे एक्टिंग के बारे में तो क्या ही पता चलेगा, right? So that I think to find structure to that is tough. So typically how casting works is that usually we are one of the first people that come on to a film. So let's say a film or a show, the minute it's greenlit by Netflix, Amazon, Dharma, YRF, any production house, to be honest, they will first get their casting director on board because they want to start ideating on who it is that could work for a certain part. So they would get us on board and then we start doing PPTs and then of course you guys start getting the calls for auditions. But I think auditions have changed a lot from when I started to today. Earlier we used to have tapes and handy cams, and every tape, I'd done this drill myself. Every tape had handwritten कि उस tape में कौन से auditions है. Then slowly we moved forward to digital. So we had handy cams that were digital. So we didn't need to write on every tape. Back in the day when I used to work with Nandini, when we used to show tests, we had like 20 tapes with us. And then we used to see the names to be like, ye pehle dikhate hain, ye baad mein dikhate. I mean, this was a wild, completely crazy time in terms of, technology. Then we moved to obviously doing tests on a handicap. Now we've moved to doing self-tests, which was COVID taught us. So a lot has kind of transformed. But I think what I'd like to believe is that the process has become slightly more curated. पहले क्या होता था कि हम लोग कुछ भी कर रहे थे. Means किसी को भी टेस्ट कर रहे हैं, कितने भी लोग आ रहे हैं. And there was a lot of working hard in casting, but there wasn't so much working smart. So I think what happened after COVID is that it taught us that actually we can see the first test जो वो खुद ही भेज दें. अगर हमें पसंद आया तो हम उनको ऑफिस में बुलाएंगे. So it's kind of like how Marie Kondo says declutter. It's kind of just decluttering. Also, what happens when you come and give a test with us, rarely will it happen that you'll give one take and we'll tell you, chalo jao. वो तो नहीं करते हम लोग. We'll do 2-3 rehearsals, we'll do 2-3 takes. We do one for love, which is very common in my office. And we love that because we're like, chalo, ek you do however you feel like doing it, or how you may have come prepped. But this may be only my office. I don't know if you'll get that opportunity everywhere. So I think a certain that your first test that you give into a casting director's office is an important one. So make sure that you get other people's opinion. Did they connect with it? Is this the right take to send? Think over it a bit. And I would also recommend send more than one take. क्या है? 2 variations भेज दो. उस पे तो they'll see it and they'll choose one, na? Unless there's someone very lazy on the other side who will just take the first one.
Also, Touchwood, you have a fabulous team in place. They
I'm very proud of that.
they ease things out for the actors that come in and test. I've been there whilst other actors are also waiting to give in their tests. That was my next question. Have you seen any changes or trend changes in the industry currently, and how that's changed your approach towards casting, which you already answered? Please tell us how important it is to keep testing, to keep practicing, to keep joining courses and learning as many new things as possible.
It's like 100% important. And I've said this many times. Of course, see, we have to understand that learning acting can also come at a cost. Not everyone can afford that. So continuing to test or doing whatever courses that you can in your capacity and whatever you can afford, I would recommend for people to be trained. I think that concept has come more and more in India now.
Yeah.
It was still very alien. Anyone used to wake up from their bed and say actor banna hai, banna hai. But I think वो अभी change हो रहा है. And we have a lot of credit to give to OTT actually, because OTT has brought that change where they started not focusing on looks. I often say this and I really believe it, is that we were a glamour-oriented industry and today we are a talent-oriented industry.
Yeah.
Which is a big shift for a country like India who's obsessed with looks. So, and I think that there are so many things that we can see changing, even in, let's just say, the landscape of India, which is let's say a lot of obsession with white skin that's moving away, that moved away. How many of those are you seeing in our movies now? Almost none. Also, I think just looks in general, yeah. I think we chased that for a very long time and we realized that we gave a backseat to a lot of talent in that process. So when shows like Mirzapur or Family Man or so many more, like Kora, came together that really had no big leads and big faces and did such a wonderful job, they made us realize that we just want to connect with stories and people. We don't actually care कि अगर आप बहुत अच्छे लगते हो तो वो आपका बोनस है. बट अगर आपको एक्टिंग नहीं आती है तो वो लुक से कुछ अभी नहीं हो पाएगा. So, which is just such a breather. Like, I feel like my shoulders feel lighter. It's like when you think about that, because so you're seeing any kind of extracurriculars like dancing or kathak or having a pretty face or like beautiful hair as one of the other things that can help you. You're not seeing it as the thing. And I think that is a really wonderful sort of switch that we've seen. And as a casting director, it makes me much happier. Let's say that earlier, because of this sort of insecurity that we set in actors, back in the day when I started even independently casting, I used to see maybe like 70-80% NG auditions and lesser amount of good auditions. Today, we are seeing a far larger lot of good tests and a very small pool of bad tests. Maybe because we've been able to touch on that insecurity and say, it doesn't matter. So people have started to feel more confident. Instagram has done that. Social media is a boon and a bane. We all know that. There's some wonderful things about it and there's some terrible things about it. But I think that a little bit of giving that confidence to every other person has come from social media. And I don't need to look like her. I don't need to look like Hira. And I can have a voice of my own. That's why I like people. I think somehow it just happens that Prajakta's name comes up in every single podcast and conversation because I really am fond of the way that she has had her career graph. But I think more than anything, she was comfortable in her skin. And that's why she's where she is. She's not where she is because how did YouTube find how did she find an audience in YouTube? YouTube audience at that time was possibly a lot of like city kids, but a lot of tier 2, tier 3. Right? But they found a voice. They said, "Arey, ye ladki to hamare jaisi hai." And she found a great amount of subscriptions and blah blah blah. And I think that there was a personal connect because she didn't question her own self, and that shows. And inherently, when she would come for auditions, which she's done with me, she was just confident. She didn't care how she looked on camera. She just didn't care. And she just gave her test and went. Like I used to, when I got married, I never used to cook. And then one fine day, I was like, I had a bad day at work. And I was like, you know what? Maybe I'm going to cook something. And then I'm a really fond eater, come from a Punjabi home. So I love food. And I started to cook. And perhaps the dishes weren't that great in the beginning. But as I really started to enjoy it and it became a stress buster after a, big day of work, I started to cook really good food. And it was never something I knew how to do, or how they say ladkiyon ko pakana aana chahiye and all that, which I never had, which I don't think is a thing anymore. But when I started to just open my mind and enjoy it and surrender to the process, I really enjoyed it. And then I enjoyed eating my own food and I enjoyed getting compliments from others. So I think it's a very similar sort of example to give you.
I think innately, if you're a host, right, and you love like getting people home, bring people together, and a proper people's person, you love cooking.
Cooking, yeah, I
And
agree.
hosting and making some good cold coffee. This is that.
Also, if you're a shauqeen at eating, that means khana to theek hi bana lune, na?
Which is your favorite project, and why is it your favorite?
Favorite project is so hard now. I've had so many favorite projects. But I think I could kind of speak about two that really changed my life. So we look at it like that. I think Kapoor and Sons was one for sure. Firstly, what a fantastic film. Like I watched it,
Yeah.
I was like, wow,
What a film.
what a film to be a part of. Like I'm so lucky that I get to, see it at a screening. And I think that some films, of course, now that it's out, I can speak about it. Some films you read on paper and they're wonderful. And then something happened with Kapoor and Sons that it became more wonderful once it was shot and made. Because the cast had just done such a wonderful job. Like Rishi Kapoor and Ratna and Rajat and Fawad was so good. And
Yes.
Alia gave that beautiful scene about a parent crash scene. It is so tough, guys. As actors, you all know, generic scenes. Like parents mere plane crash mein mar gaye. How tough or easy do you think it is to recreate that scene when the camera is on a hardcore close up on your face, where you have to say something that Hindi movies have been saying for eons?
Yeah.
And somehow make it your own. And somehow still get the audience to be connected and cry. Like I cried in that scene because she did it so wonderfully. She says that, that's why I don't celebrate my birthday, because I feel like I told them ki tum log chale jao and main nahi aa rahi hu, and I wish I hadn't said that. And she did it so wonderfully. But the lines that you have to say, which are so generic, ke मेरी मम्मी पापा plane crash में मर गए, is उसमें feeling लाना बहुत tough है, because वो it's a car accident, plane crash. It's just difficult because they are not written with too many crutches as a performance. I think, but that's what constitutes a good film, right? Means everybody came and did a good job. And we feel those films like Zindagi Milegi Na Dobara Mein. Matlab amazing costumes, amazing locations, amazing production value, amazing direction, amazing actors. And you'll get that feeling from those kind of iconic films. Dil Chahta Hai. There's so many which are like just evergreen. So Kapoor and Sons, I thought, was a turnaround for us because it was almost like night over. Like Friday the film came and Monday we were like getting calls for works, things were moving. It was like the energy was amazing. And the second, I think, because it was challenging and also just that weird time in our lives, which was class. Because we did that like bang in the lockdown. So we didn't know I think me and Shehzad, who's from my team, we were talking on the phone and trying to figure out how to cast mobile because we had not even met each other for like months. And then we had taken on the project in April 2020, which was like core of the very like center of the lockdown. Um, and I was like having one of those, I'm like a super on the go kind of girl. So I was having a tough time being contained in my house because I'm like, my wedding video, a friend of mine called me a Tasmanian devil. She was like, Punch can spin off the earth. So I was having a tough time just like, being indoors because I'm like, I love to go to the office. I like to work with people. Like, people are a huge source of energy for me.
Yeah.
So I was having a very tough time. And I was like, मैं घर से बाहर नहीं निकल सकती and just by rules, I'm not a by the rules, government, obedience. This is not my personality type. So, I found it really hard because you're not allowed to even go out to work out. You couldn't go out to do anything. I think we were like we're kind of army camp in at least the ones in Bombay. I don't know what it was like in other cities. So I found it really tough. And then the project came to me, and usually I don't do spillover projects, which is like if someone has casted it before, usually to me it feels like it's coming with a sort of drained energy or an exhaustion from the vibe of the डायरेक्टर और द प्रोड्यूसर कि हमने टेस्ट किया है, कुछ नहीं हो रहा है, वो वाला एनर्जी मुझे थोड़ा अच्छा नहीं लगता है. Because I like that the fresh energy. So I usually don't take on projects that are spillovers. But because they're not choosers, I had nothing to do. I couldn't go anywhere. So I took a call with Osham and I was like, you know what? I'll do it. It's fine. I'll suck it up. Just send me a list of people that you've already auditioned. They had auditioned some 300 people already. So imagine a project coming to me where people have already auditioned 300 people. So, you have those many people that you can't test, or unless you really want to test someone back. But I think it really did. I put every single iota of my creative energy into that project because it was a two-way healing process. It was healing me and I was healing it. So it was just me and Shehzad, my associate, and me that literally just worked on the whole project. We were still learning how to do this whole mobile thing is a little tough because actors के पास cues नहीं है, बर्तन की आवाज आ रही है पीछे से. It was a mess. And even like lighting, it was just difficult. But we found a way to get through, and then eventually the cast was like, I'm extremely proud of the way that the cast came together. It's a wonderful cast that doesn't have any names behind it. It's a out and out talent driven 9 people lead cast that people loved. And now their careers are going in places. They were walking fashion shows, and that I think that made me really happy. So those two projects for sure.
Alrighty, that was fab. Quite the experience, yeah.
Yeah, fun.
Lots of fun. मुझे एक चीज़ पूछनी थी. कई सारे सवाल मेरे अंदर आ रहे थे when you were saying the things that you were. मुझे ये पूछना था कि actors usually get very nervous when they're on set. There are a lot of energies that the actors always wanting to understand, learn how can I do what I'm doing better, or how must I do it, and things like that. I think a lot of actors just don't know how to approach. They sit there cluelessly. Yeah, it has happened to me also right in the start. But I feel it is important to go and speak to the director or to the DA to clear your doubts and ask the right questions. So I want to know how important is that,
I think it's very important, but I do think that sets can be very, very stressful because everyone's like on a timeline, and it's just, I think the energy on sets is like just to be first able to finish your short breakdown, etc. And that's why I would highly recommend, and I always tell my directors this, is that do the prep. So I would say these questions should actually come up before set.
Much before, yeah.
So that you are able to have the time, and the director also is not just giving you a side mein jaldi say some explanation. Instead is giving you something more focused, because there's sometimes for a director or a writer there's so many things that are off page. स्क्रिप्ट में लिखा ही नहीं है, बट उनके माइंड में है कि ये था बैक स्टोरी, ये थी फैमिली, एक्सेट्रा एक्सेट्रा. But until you ask, you'll never know. So I would always recommend that even if it means that it's a bigger director or newer director, whoever it is, you can always write to, let's say if you want to go via, you don't know how to ask. Either I would say a DA is the right person to say that, listen, I have XYZ questions. Can I text them to you on WhatsApp? If you can get me a response on a voice note is also fine. As far as you kind of get the, I think, tonality of how people say what they do gives a direct connection to how you understand things as an actor. So sometimes written out stuff can also be confusing. So now what we started to do is that instead of writing down how we want the test to be done, my team actually sends a voice note to be like, हमें चाहिए कि वो ज़्यादा भी aggressive नहीं हो इस point पे, keep it blah blah blah, because there's something about voice that really translates well to actors. So I feel like ask for that, like a voice note, or even can I get 5 minutes before we get started for me to ask some questions about my character. I feel like 99%, 95% of directors will not refrain from helping actors out. So I think asking for it before is probably better than on set, because sets are very stressful.
Very, very actually. In a state of mind wherein you don't tire yourself out is extremely important. Because there's so much of energy, you're so inquisitive and curious about how it's going to go, what it's going to look like. But being prepared is the only way forward.
I would also quickly say that, asking questions and asking the right ones is important, but don't ask too many questions also. Be smart about what you really need. Because sometimes actors के साथ क्या होता है कि when you get that little time ना, it's a very natural human thing where you get greedy that you want to get जितना मैं ले सकता हूँ ले सकती हूँ, जल्दी से जितना ले लेती हूँ, बट वो भी ज़्यादा हो जाता है. So I would say go prepared. Like whenever I go to a specialized doctor, for instance, I realize nowadays specialized doctors make you wait for 1.5 hour. So you feel that. I felt that feeling. And मुझे 1 घंटा वेट कराया, अभी मैं आके मुझे जो भी चाहिए मुझे दे दो, मतलब जो भी मैं क्वेश्चंस पूछ रही हूँ. But now I started to do the thing where in that 1.5 hour I've started to write down in my notes what is it that I actually want to ask you, that I'm not just unnecessarily trying to waste your time also. Like basically just like working smart. This is a big funda that I've learned, which is holistic. So I would say even with directors, instead of headlessly asking them too many questions, be sure, because that makes you also come across more assured as an actor, right? That they'll see like, okay, you've done your prep to even ask the questions for the scene that you're prepping for.
Sure.
You know.
The next thing I wanted to check with you is what is it that you look in an actor? When you're watching an audition, you'll get a bunch of auditions with the same script. What is it that gets your attention in that take? Whatever.
Yeah, this is interesting because I've started to notice this more and more now. I think what's starting to stand out in test is when actors do more than what's on page. And I've started to really, by this I don't mean कि improv के चक्कर में घूम ही जाओ. I don't mean that. I mean that to bring a flavor that's not written in the lines. Sometimes we have stage directions and then we have beat, and actors do that thing where they go like they'll be very disciplined about how they learn the script. It will be like beat लिखा है तो आप beat लोगे, comma है तो आप उस पे pause करके आगे बोलोगे. So I think a little bit more flexibility to have something interesting in mind. Let's just say it this way: a lot of actors when they come on set, there are many things that are not written on the script that actors are able to perform. Like recently, I watched this show called Monsters. Fantastic for performances, like outstanding. I think the 5th episode they've done a 30-minute without cut one scene where the actor is 30 minutes is one whole episode, where the actor is kind of reciting what took place to him in his childhood, which leads to obviously a lot of trauma, and the camera just doesn't move. Within the 30 minutes, it starts to come closer, and he ends his monologue and the episode ends. The camera is very tight on him. Wonderfully done as an actor. But I think Lyle and I think I forget the two sons, Eric and Lyle, I think are the names of the two boys. They created a lot of things that couldn't have been on paper. They were, now let's say if on a script it's written that this person is flamboyant or a bit bratty, तो वो dialogues में होगा. But आप वो body language में कैसे ला सकते हो? Is there a difference in someone who's meek and shy and someone who's confident and outspoken, and then there's someone who's entitled and bratty? There is a difference in their body language. So sometimes I think we're actors, the ones that stand out are the ones that put that work in without the dialogue saying that and without the stage line saying that. they inculcate a little bit in their body language, a little bit in their sass. Like you guys should see this reel I did on Saira, which is Muskan Jaffrey's. I did a kind of like a breakdown on why she got the part, and I put clips from the audition because I wanted people to see that she got a little bit of that sass in her test also, जो बाकी लोगों ने नहीं किया. तो उसने वो एक like she says it does like things like that and all, which worked in Call Me Babe when we saw the test. Because when we saw the test, we found it so refreshing. Everyone else was only doing the lines. But she got, that was not, it can't be taught, right? So I think that one thing that actors in India especially have to know is that there are few things in acting that is expected for the actor to do on their own. वो किसी को बताने की जरूरत नहीं होनी चाहिए. Like comedy, timing, these are things that आप आओगे, अगर मैं टेस्ट कर रही हूँ या तो कोई भी अदर कास्टिंग डायरेक्टर या तो कोई भी डायरेक्टर हो, comedy and timing cannot be taught. It cannot be taught by a director also. So I think that just to take the responsibility of doing more than just कि मैंने lines learn करके आ गए, उससे थोड़ा ज़्यादा करना है हम लोग को. That's when your audition stands out.
Yeah, it's very important to make mistakes, keep going for
Yeah.
keep making mistakes and keep learning. Two ways only of moving forward is one, you learn, the other one is you do. So you make mistakes, you learn. You learn, you will know what mistakes not to make. That's it.
Yeah, best.
Panchmi, thank you for this. I'm going to take you through a little bit of a rapid fire session.
Oh God,
and then I'm going to leave the floor for these keys. We're here to learn things from you.
I'm very bad at rapid fire.
It's very chill. Shall we?
Okay, I guess. Nervous.
Morning person or a night owl?
I'm a night owl.
Tea or coffee?
Coffee.
Kapoor and Sons or Wake Up at Sid?
Damn it. Oh, okay, I'll say Wake Up Sid because it was too ahead of its time.
Correct. OTT or cinema, which do you prefer?
OTT.
Me too. Favorite thing to binge watch?
Favorite thing to binge watch?
Yeah.
Like any content.
If not casting, then what would you be doing?
Hospitality?
Correct. You do a lot. So much you're doing, Panchmi. Amazing. One skill you wish you could master?
Math.
We're all
very
amazing.
bad
I
at
mean,
math.
Mukti and I are terrible
I'm
at
to
it.
like counting on my fingers.
And we got married.
I'm counting.
So that's our struggle. You know, we're figuring things
Math.
out.
But I feel like math
You're
is
always
important.
calculating.
Like now I feel like math is important. Huh?
It is. Okay. If you were a song, which one would you be?
Sapno Se Bhare Naina from Lag Pai Chand for my favorite song.
Shankar Mahadev.
And it also has casting in it.
Yeah. Wow. That's quite the track. When I didn't want to become an actor, I used to listen to that song.
But I have lyrics of that song in my office on the like one paragraph of it right behind me where I work for.
Next project के लिए कब बुला रही है? The project you're proud of course, I've asked you. What is next for Panchmi?
So we have lots of fun work coming up. We have a film called Sankaran Nair, which is with Karan Tyagi, which is Akshay Kumar, Ananya Pandey, and Madhavan in lead, which is a theatrical. Then we have The Royals, which is the Indian take on the royal family setup and royal culture, which is like a spin-off on Bridgerton in India, which is coming on Netflix. We have Mismatch coming on 13th of December. Then we have Sar Zameen coming. We have lots of fun work. It's fun. I think that this year and the year that's coming is probably been the most amount of releases we've had like in a year.
Great. I mean, I would say I would speak for myself too. I resonate with the same thing because the coming year and this year and onwards, like 6-7 projects should be are already in the lineup for me.
Amazing.
Which I'm almost done with. I'm on my last one, which I begin in Jan. Thank you.
Most well.
I would love to leave the floor to you students who would love to ask questions.
Hi, hello, ma'am. This is Shichika here. I don't know how true this is or not. What I have heard, I'm asking you this. I've heard this ki the serial actors are not preferred for movies. So is this true or how does it work?
No, it's not true at all, actually. And not anymore. I couldn't say that there was not a bias earlier. There was. You can't lie about that. There was a bias. I think there was something about again, like I said, the industry was very funky and it worked very differently then. So I think there was a time when Bollywood used to feel like TV actors don't do the same acting as Bollywood, and all of that was happening. Again, OTT has been a really refreshing change in that. Um, so that's not existent anymore. If you see Karan Thakur, Karan Wahi, Karishma Tanna, who's done beautiful work in Scoop, I think I want to tell you that biases, at least for some of our offices and spaces, has completely gone, because we actually find strength in TV actors. They are very, very good with certain things. They are so good with being off page. They will never forget dialogues because उनका तो autopilot में चल रहा है to learn dialogues. So dialogues they are amazing with. And the other thing is that we find with most TV actors is that they are able to take different graphs in a scene very easily. So they can do an emotionally high scene and then quickly come down to a calm and then quickly go back to an anger if required. So that kind of versatility that I think TV actors bring in, because they're doing it so day in and out. When you speak about that switch on, switch off button, which I also learned when I was in a film school, I think TV actors in India have that. मतलब यहाँ पड़ा हुआ है switch on उनके pocket में. They can do it so easily. So I think those are some amazing strengths. But no, we don't have a bias towards TV actors. It's just that we have to remind them sometimes when they come to the office कि ये film audition है. So उसमें difference क्या है कि आपको थोड़ा अपना acting को थोड़ा अलग करना पड़ेगा. Slightly more subdued. Because Indian TV is like the dhara and dhara. I mean, it's a little over dramatic, na, our television. So when you come to the movies and do OTT, if you do that in a Mirzapur, you are going to be complete misfit. So that is what that audience requires, and this is what the audience requires. So I think the sensible ones have now started to not do that acting here.
Okay.
So, and that's why they've cracked it, like Karishma Tanna or Thakur or so many people. They don't do वो वाला acting यहाँ पे. उनको समझ आ गया है कि अभी film का audition करने जा रहे हैं तो settle रहना है. So I think that is a wise sort of distinction you have to make. Same with theatre. Theatre tends to do
Open and loud.
opulent
Yeah.
eyebrows, hands, eyes. The mouth will open a lot more. So they also have to. Is the camera is just like so soft. It catches small things. It catches when we be know it to suck your shoulders a little bit. It will be like, oh, that was not required in scene. You know. So I think that the subtlety of camera, that's where actors. That's why sometimes people came up with this thing कि नहीं चाहिए because वो वाली acting यहाँ पे कर रहे हैं तो वो नहीं काम कर रहा है. So it's actually just an audience thing. Like you have to cater to the audience that you are, you know, the ones that are watching you. I think it's similar with, let's say, when actors do stand-up, sometimes they are a bit awkward. Have you seen? A lot of actors have done stand-up and they feel a little out of the place because there's a certain flair for stand-up that a Veer Das can do, a Varun Thakur can do. You know, they have a certain body language. And then when Varun Thakur comes by, I often have to slap his hand and be like, you are doing too many hands. So, you know, so I'm just giving an example of the audience is so different that sometimes you get used to doing the same thing again and again. So I'll always tell her Varun Thakur to do less. And he comes and tests with us.
Hi, this is Raj. So I have a question. Are there any common mistakes actors make during auditions that could be avoided with better preparation?
I think first things first, sometimes we don't come off page. I think, to be honest, while it's not that much of a judgment, I do think the minute you come and you're reading your lines and you're off page, that's turn on is not the right word, but it's definitely a thumbs up. So I would say that would just come prepared with your lines. So sometimes when actors are struggling, when you're doing your first or second read and then unable to leave the page, that's definitely an like a back sign because you've been scheduled a time. So naturally it's understood that आप वहाँ जाके तो नहीं लर्न करने वाले थे ना, तो ऑलरेडी आप लर्न करके आ रहे हो. उसमें मैं ये नहीं बोल रही हूँ कि हम लोग एक पेज के साथ नहीं कर सकते, या तो इतना स्ट्रिक्ट है कि आप पे जजमेंट लग जाएगा, वैसा भी नहीं है. बट it is taken for granted that your lines are learned when you walk into the office. So I think, you know, actors not coming prepped with lines loses time. It also does give us an impression of disinterested actor. okay, if you've been scheduled a time and you've not as much as learned your lines. Unless you walk into the office and tell me, I don't know my lines. Can you give me 5 minutes to prep? Can you give me 10 minutes to prep? Honesty is taken well. So I think that, what actors try to do is overcompensate, for things they don't know. And वो उसमें करते करते आप 10 और mistakes करेंगे. So it's better to be honest and be like, listen, I need 10 minutes to prep my lines. Is it okay if I sit on the side and, read my lines my own? Can I have help from an assistant to read the cues with me before I go into the audition room? So I think those a few things. Then I would also say like just a little bit of I realize this a lot in tests is like a positive attitude in general helps, because if you are so critical of yourself that even when someone is saying that the test is fine, is there so much self-doubt that you're like, no, but I forgot that, but I didn't say, but mera ye fumble ho gaya. So I think that those things we don't bother about so much. Lines is actually the least important to us. Lines is important to not have the paper in your hand. But if to mota moti get the vibe of the scene and what our focus and what we are trying to, the emotion that we're trying to get out of the scene, वो lines का थोड़ा इधर उधर is never it's not so set in stone. Only a few times you'll work with certain directors that don't like lines to be changed. Like let's say Vishal Ji is one of them. He spends so much time and effort for years, and so much effort goes in his scripts that he doesn't like when actors change lines, Still, I feel like that happened with me even with Akshat, who had written Delhi Belly, and we worked together on Kala Gandhi. I had to kind of not argue, but we had to fight it out a bit to be like, but my actors don't have anything in a room. They don't have co-actors. They don't have the location. They don't have you are making a comedy. Let them rely on improv a little bit. So he said, fine, you can do it in the test, but on my set, they shouldn't do it. I said, okay, chalega. It's fine. Because sometimes you need to give actors crutches to be able to show a little bit of that timing, vibing, So we allow it sometimes. But I would say too much self-doubt of, like, if someone is saying that the take is nice, then it's not an ulterior motive that they're done with you. I think that sometimes is a question that happens with actors where they feel like they're just trying to get rid of you. But that's not true. You can always kindly ask for another take. I think in general, like a nice attitude and a humble attitude takes you a longer way than actors realize. So you can always be like, but I felt like, can you just give me one more take? We'll always give you one more take.
Hi, ma'am. I'm Shatakshi. I have a question. So I started like pursuing acting during COVID. So I gave it all of my tests, like self-tests.
Yeah.
So I'm more used to that. So now if I'm ever called for an audition in front of like the casting associates or anything, I get really nervous. Like I think I'm not used.
Very real part of all this is. So, no, I'm just saying because there's many of you.
Yeah. So, is there something that you feel like we should do, or if there's something that you as a casting director put in?
So first things first. No, this is very. I'm glad you asked this question. I'm glad you asked this question because there's many people, there's not only you. I think first things first, you have to, I think for you as a practice, force yourself to go to every single test. Like ask them, can I please come in and give a test? So wherever possible, at least you're not it's almost like a comfort zone now for you to test from home, right? But actually truth ये है कि set पे तो 1000 लोग होने वाले हैं, तो उसको control करना impossible है. फिर भी casting office में आपके 2, 4, 5 लोग होंगे at the most. But set पे तो 100 people are there and 100 distractions are there. Someone will be on their phone, someone will be doing something else. So there's a lot of shit happening on a set that will make you not focus on what you have to do, in terms of consciousness also. And of course, like I said, a set will never have the time and the luxury to give you time to ease in. So you will only have to go through that uncomfortable path on your own. That is not going to be anyone else's problem. So I would say be more forthcoming towards going and giving in person. You'll have to break that rhythm for yourself. And if you do, I wouldn't recommend that you ask for lesser people to be in the room because that is what we need to get you used to. Otherwise, usually what we do if we have 4, 5 people in the room and I'm also there, I'll usually be like, chalo 1, 2 people ko karte hain. कुछ ज़्यादा ही लोग हैं रूम में. But ये again, in the long run, it's not gonna. So I would say that you specifically, whenever you get calls for audition, ask them if you can come in and test. So that even if they tell you to send a center, which will be tough for you, which will be tough because you'll be battling yourself. But try to make that step to go and give a test, because, like I said, the more you do it, the better you get. And the minute you and the camera become pens in your file, then it's just there.
Hi, hello. My name is Mamta. मुझे जानना है कि एज अ कास्टिंग डायरेक्टर आप कौन सी 4-5 चीज़ देखते हैं एक एक्टर में जब वो फर्स्ट टाइम ऑडिशन के लिए आपके पास आना है?
Like I said, the first most important thing is not actually on the camera, it's how prepared you came. So you don't even have to reach. हम लोग अभी तक कैमरा ऑन भी नहीं कर रहे हैं, आपका एक चीज़ नोटिस हो रहा है कि आप कितने प्रिपेयर्ड आए हो. So that's first most important. Second thing is how receptive you are to direction. कभी-कभी एक्टर्स के साथ ये होता है कि वो एक तरीके से प्रिपेयर करके आए हैं, उसके बाद उनको कुछ भी अलग बोलना, ज़्यादा करना, कम करना, इट्स अ कॉमन थिंग समटाइम्स. लेट्स से अगर आपके पास एंगर का सीन है, तो वो एंगर बहुत डिफरेंट काइंड्स के होते हैं. If you are a kind of person that is shut shop, like for me when I'm angry, I can't say anything because I'm like a shell. But there are people that can not control it. They are hot tempered and they can shout. And there are some people who will be like a snake, they will not be loud, but their words will be pricky. So anger comes in many different. So I think that so you may prep for the scene in the shouting, volatile way, but I'm actually looking for an authoritative, straight up, dassoing kind of tone. So sometimes when actors don't take direction, that can be a problem. So I think for actors, just come open minded. कि एक हम कभी-कभी क्या करते हैं कि हम लोग जैसे हम एक चीज़ को अंडरस्टैंड करते हैं, हम उसको वैसे ही परसीव करते हैं, बट स्क्रिप्ट में वो कहीं कुछ और हो सकता है. Recently my therapist actually said something very interesting, and I'd love to share it because I thought it was wonderful perspective. I was talking about my reaction to something and someone else's reaction to something. She said something wonderful. She said, you all grew up in 2 different classrooms. What does that mean? So I learned the rules of my classroom and they learned the rules of their classroom. So now if we have to align, like you would do in a classroom, you have to exchange notes. That's the only way. It's just to tell the other person that this doesn't work for me, this works for me. So what happens with us as human beings and as actors, our idea of angry is the classroom that we grew up in, and our reaction to that. But many different people and many different characters have different reactions. So when you come to a test, we know because we've read the script कि ये character का background क्या है. So we don't need this character. This character is not the kind which needs to shout from a rooftop. This character is the kind who will put the voice down but be very, very straight and prickly to say that I'm not okay with this and get the fuck out of it. So I think that malleability for an actor to be able to listen कि ठीक है मैं ऐसे prep करके आई थी but अभी मुझे ऐसे करना है. That I think those few things really take you a long way. कि आपने अगर suppose आपने मुझे एक take दिया जहाँ पे you're shouting, I tell you that actually this is not the character. Next take you give me subdued. I can already see your range, right? You received from me or from the director and you made an instant change. So I think sometimes when actors don't do that ना, that's a little bit of a minus point. Because to say कि मैंने आपको आगे से बोला कि मुझे वो नहीं चाहिए, अगर आप फिर से मुझे 3rd, 4th, 5th टेक में वो ही दे रहे हो, तो मुझे दिख रहा है कि आप डायरेक्शन लेने में आपको मुश्किल हो रही है. आप जैसे उसको प्रेप करके आए हो, आपको वैसे ही करना है. So I would say as actor not to be deep. कि मैं ऐसे I know this and I will only do it like that. Just to come with and that's why I always say actually don't over prep your lines for an audition. मोटा-मोटी learn करके आ जाओ. Be prep. Know your co-actors lines. But वो line कैसे बोलनी है उसमें थोड़ा fluidity रखो. So that you can, when you come there, you're not thrown off. Arey, but I had to prep it like this, now you're asking for this. Anything can happen in an audition. Where they can tell you, it could even happen that you prep for 2 scenes and we tell you we are not doing 1 scene. Are you going to get thrown off? कि अब अरे मैंने इतना prep करके आई मैं अभी क्यों नहीं कर रहा. So I think a certain fluidity in your nature is very important in the auditioning world in general. Also, sorry, please excuse my French.
Hi.
So, my name is Matali, and I have a question for you. So, the question is, ki how difficult it is to, decide to cast a experienced actor or just to give an opportunity to the fresh one for a particular role.
So it's not difficult actually. Every film comes with a sort of, we sort of already have an idea, because also nowadays what's happened with platforms getting involved, it's not only a one person decision, right? It's like Amazon, Netflix, Hotstar, they also want to have an opinion on casting, because casting is pretty much the face of your show. It's also for them the business aspect of promotions and marketing, and how do you, put, how do you make sure that people watch your show? How do you make sure that people subscribe to your channel? So they do the business aspect of it, which we try to stay away from, and we do the creative aspect of it. But mostly when we meet a director, we do decide in the beginning only that certain parts we need experienced actors. Let's not, let's go with slightly known faces, because the show needs the weightage. There's a familiarity with the audience, and seeing a Jaideep Palawat or a Pankaj Suhati or a Vijay Verma or a whatever, whoever it could be, Tripti Dingli or anyone. So we need that familiarity. We need the love from the audience on the onset, which is that they kind of come because they love these actors to watch the show. So we have certain things that we make a kind of pool. These people, we are going to go with people that are experienced, and these people we are open to. थोड़ा कुछ किया भी होगा तो भी चलेगा, नहीं किया तो भी चाहिए. Then we do the audition process, of course. And I think another wonderful thing that's happened with OTT is that we audition everyone. So if you feel like, oh, actresses that are A, I don't even know, I hate to define them as A, B and all of that. But if you feel like known actresses are not auditing, that is not true. I've auditioned many of them myself. So I think the process has become far more equal. Many directors, Kareena spoke about it openly about how Lal Singh Chadda, she was asked to do a read before. So imagine someone at her point, who doesn't even need to. Recently, when I was casting for a show called Royals, and I thought gave me goosebumps. We met Zinat Nan for the first time, and I think it was an iconic moment for me also, because I've literally grown up watching her films, and she came and she was so what I would call so forthcoming to say that, would you like for me to read for you guys? She said that, which was huge for us. Like, we were feeling bad. We were like, no, ma'am, of course not. We don't need you to do that, because there's enough. But I'm just trying to say that the mindset change that's happened with people, and so don't feel that there very well could be a situation where you are pit against some of the bigger ones, but you still got that option. So I think auditioning is a really great way of learning. So inexperience, so थोड़ा बहुत हम लोग पहले से डिसाइड कर लेते हैं कौन से नोन कौन से फ्रेशर्स होंगे, बट उसमें भी चेंजेस हैपन ऑल द टाइम है. We may see we may be like, let's test or select bunch of people and see something wonderful and go ahead and cast them. You know what I mean? I think in that sense, miracles and magic happens all the time in film industry.
One more question. So, is there any favorite actor of yours with whom whenever you work, so it's like, oh my God, कैसे करना है इसके साथ, आज मुझसे होगा नहीं. Someone you
You're
admire.
asking when I've been starstruck in life. I mean, I was definitely starstruck when I met Shah Rukh Khan. That was amazing, iconic moment, because he's also like this such a charming personality, and he'll come and introduce himself, and you're like, come on, you're Shah Rukh Khan, you don't have to introduce yourself. But I think more than anything, he has such a human way of being. I mean, when I met him, he was kind of like hosting this lovely party in his house with Coldplay. I think it come down for United Citizens, something like that. Global Citizens was doing a concert with Coldplay back in the day, and I'd been there. And I think those were one of my it's like those moments that you live for, where the humility that someone like him has for being such a big, and there's a reason why they call him the Badshah and the King, and words like that, because they're so true to his actual personality. Even when I met him then, he said something so funny and so witty and smart and enduring and charming, where he was like, my wife's not in town, so I can throw a party tonight. Which is so Shah Rukh, it's so SRK, and then it just shows you that no matter how big you get, there's some people that will just make you feel like home, and he's one of those people. And I think that was like one of the jittery, but another really wonderful moment I've had with was one of the first reads that we did on Shakun's film Gehraiyaan. And I casted Dhairya, and we done it like a sting operation because it was a very important casting, but we didn't want it to get out there that it was opposite Deepika, because then hell would have broken loose and we would have had to do way too many auditions and stuff. But I think that was a really, it was really amazing for me to see Deepika's process as an actor at a reading, how surrendered she is to a director, but even while they, when you do a table read together with actors, usually without the blocking and the hands and legs, they say the dialogues out the way that they would do it, more or less I mean, you must have been वो आ जाता है, हाँ. And so you get a way कि ये film कैसे sound करने वाली है. So, and which is already fantastic, especially for us when we read like the fourth draft of the film, and now you're sitting at a read and after the captain and you're on the 7th draft of the film, and the film has seen like a whole plethora of changes, and the voice is actually the person who's going to be playing the character. There's some really wonderful things happen. But what I loved about the simplicity and the way that Deepika surrenders to a part is that, she's mindful if she's reading it a certain way. And, sorry, I want to take it again because actually previous scene में मेरा boyfriend के साथ झगड़ा हुआ था, तो ये scene में I can't come in that casual. I should have some layering of the fact that me and my boyfriend fought. And then I will take, so she would be like, no, one sec, sorry, Shax is Shakur, I'll take that line again. So, not just having when you surrender to a part where even if 30 people are in the room and they are listening to you, you're okay to step back on your mistake, or you're okay to take that back and be like, let me try it again. I think that's wonderful.
Thank you so much.
Lovely, thank you. This was wonderful. Thank you.
Thank you for your time.
Thank you.
Giving them so much love. I really wish and pray that you guys, witness testing with her.
Yeah, absolutely.
And also jamming on scenes, and you guys do films, and this is an entry point in your life to make it big.
Yeah.
Can we quickly have a group?
Yeah.
Yay! Thank you, Patsuvi.